In today's video, you are going to learn the 5 most important parts of what builds a successful plan and ultimately leads to a successful retirement. So as a reminder, I am Ari Taubleib. I am the youngest financial planner who loves retirement planning. I have the best job in the world. I love what I do. And in today's video, you are going to learn exactly those 5 steps, really what's most important when it comes to building a financial plan, curated by clients that I work with and just thoughts from being in the industry. So let's hop right into today's video. Once again, subscribe below to make sure you are getting all this new content. Let's hop right in. Part 1 of what builds a successful financial plan is knowing that personal finance is more personal than it is finance. Now, I know that sounds a little odd, going, Ari, I know that I need a certain dollar amount to make sure that I'm meeting my living expenses, not just today, but throughout retirement. And yes, of course the numbers are important, but also how you feel about money is something that is more commonly overlooked. Getting to retirement, saving and investing, that's almost the easy part. The hard part is going, what am I going to want to spend? Am I going to want a second home? Am I going to want a mortgage going into retirement? What are the different income sources I have, and do I feel confident about those? And then we transition that to when it comes to my investments, how should they be allocated? Yes, I know as an investor, assuming I'm yourself for a moment, is let's pretend I'm John, and I'm going, oh my gosh, I know it is not fun when the money goes up and down in the short term. But I know that's just the short term, and I'm not planning for just next year or 4 years or 5 or 10 years from now. I am planning for the next 20, 30, 40 years, and I need to make sure I have enough income for that. So there's a question to ask yourself. What experience are you looking for from your investments? Some investors say, Ari, I know it's not fun when my money goes up and down in the short term, but overall, I know that is the best way to make sure I am outpacing inflation is to invest in stocks, invest in the companies that go up over time, and it's truly passive. It's not like real estate where you actually have to be making sure that the wash machine that broke is getting fixed or tenants are paying on time. No, the most ultra passive income investment is the stock market, but some people say, Ari, I'm not looking for that experience. I don't love when the market goes up and down. It causes me to lose sleep. I have anxiety. And if that's the case, we're missing the point here. Then we don't want to be invested that way. Maybe real estate does make sense. Maybe it plays a role in the portfolio. That's another video I have titled, Should I Invest in Real Estate or Should I Invest in the Stock Market? Which I'll encourage you to reach out to as well and watch just for your planning purposes to understand what makes most sense for your plan. So number 1 is personal finance is more personal than it is finance. Number 2 is momentum is more powerful than a spreadsheet. Now, this is a firm belief we have at our firm, Root Financial Partners, which is that if we look at a basic example, and let's pretend your mortgage rate, the interest rate is 5%. Now, I know it's most likely higher than that today, but let's just assume if you were to go get a mortgage, they'd say, you know what, it's 5%. And I know there's other factors that go into it, but just humor me for this example. Well, what's the historical average of the stock market? It's 10%. So when people say, Ari, should I pay off my mortgage or should I invest? There's a financial answer to that, which is historically speaking, the stock market would yield a higher return. Now, could we guarantee a 5% minimum return in any year? No. So if you said, Ari, what is going to get me the best return this year? Well, historically speaking, the stock market is the answer. But once again, this is not black and white. We want to think through, are you comfortable with the ups and downs of the market? What experience are you looking for? Because momentum is more powerful than a spreadsheet. If paying down the mortgage, seeing that balance go down, is actually more powerful because you see that mortgage go down, you see retirement coming closer, you actually feel it, you go to work. It's not as difficult to go to work because every single paycheck is helping pay down that mortgage one day closer to your dream retirement. Well, that might be a whole lot more impactful than if you were investing instead, which may yield a higher return, but you don't actually feel the return as much. So ask yourself, what are you really looking for? When it comes to momentum, it can be extremely powerful from a mindset perspective. So number 2 is momentum is more powerful than a spreadsheet. Number 3 is you can invest in more than stocks and bonds. And what I mean by that is let compounding interest work for you. You're investing in stocks and bonds so that you can make sure you are outpacing inflation, meeting your living expenses, but you can invest a whole lot more than that. You can invest your time, you can invest your energy, you can invest ultimately what you care about most, which is maximizing your return on life. That is ultimately why I love doing what I do. It's not to have $1 trillion. Yes, of course, that all sounds wonderful. But ultimately, it's what can we do today and in the future to optimize what we care about most, which is a successful life. To you, it might be spending time with grandchildren. What if you could work a few years less, retire earlier, spend more of those precious years, and you just aren't doing it because you don't have a plan? You don't understand, are you in a place where that's actually doable? So that is exactly why I love doing what I do. If money wasn't even a consideration, humor me for a second. Tell me in the comments below. When would you retire? Money's not a consideration. What age would you actually retire? Envisioning yourself retired, close your eyes for a second. What does life look like? When would you be retired? I'm curious, let me know. Point number 4, your financial behavior is a reflection of your self-perceived identity. Now, that might be conscious or it might be subconscious that you are realizing that, but ultimately where you spend your money is a reflection of your values. It shows what you care about most, and there's not a right or wrong. Ultimately, what builds a successful plan is understanding what is a successful life to you, and it's going to be different for everyone. So think about it and ask yourself, what is a successful retirement to you? It's going to be very different. I'd even invite you to tell me in the comments below, what is a successful retirement to you? What does life look like? And if you don't like the type of person that you are, if you look in the mirror, or you say, you know what, I do want to be different in retirement, I want to live differently, start with small wins, small acts. Don't feel that you are this person right now and it's impossible to get over here. It is possible, but it doesn't happen overnight. Make sure that you are taking small acts to get there. You are not your identity. You are what you believe. Finally, number 5, financial freedom is when you can think about your finances less. It's when you don't have to think about money. Could you manage your portfolio in retirement? Could you stay up to date with tax legislation and laws? Yes, of course you could. Do you want to spend your time doing that? Do you want to make sure that when you are at the pool, you are thinking about, oh, am I pulling from the right account? Oh, am I optimizing my Roth conversions? Oh, am I optimizing every little thing when it comes to financial planning? Ask yourself, what do you want to do in retirement? To me, financial freedom is when you don't have to think about money. It's when you now understand you are in a position where you can let someone partner with you along the way. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. I am your guide. Imagine having a financial planner, and this doesn't have to be with a planner, by the way. Not everyone needs a financial planner like so many people think. You need a financial planner if you don't want to have to deal with it. If you want to say, I want to hire a professional. If you say, you know what, I love staying up to date with all of this stuff, then wonderful. You can stay up to date with it. But God forbid something happens to you, does your partner want to manage this? That's a question you have to ask yourself. So there's many reasons to hire a planner, which I have another video for that. When should I hire a financial planner? But the question to ask yourself is, what is financial freedom to you? To me, it's when you don't have to think about money. You are free of that and you can spend your time and energy on what you care about most. But to some, they say, you know what, I do enjoy that. And they do want to hire someone to partner with them along the way. Think of a financial planner as being your tour guide. If you want to get to the top of a mountain, you're going on a hike. Well, you could traditionally look up some maps and say, what is the best way to get up there? Or you could work with a planner who knows that mountain, left, right, down, up, every little direction of that mountain, and they're going to tell you, here's when you should push more and go a little faster. Here's when you should slow down, take out a granola bar, enjoy the view. Understanding, what does a partnership look like? So those are the 5 steps to understanding what is a successful financial plan and what builds a successful retirement. I love that these videos are free on YouTube. Please do share this with someone who you want to retire with, who you want to travel with, who you want to have fun with. It's more fun to do that with a friend. And once again, if there's a specific video you want me to do a video on, tell me in the comments below. I will make that video. And lastly, subscribe to make sure you are getting more content just like this.